So I don't know if it's raining where you are, where your house is. At my house, it's raining a lot, and it's been raining all day. And this has really been making me think about the theme for class being cleansing. So water is a really great elemental tool to cleanse and release any energies that you might have picked up, anything lingering that you just kind of want to get rid of. Just let the rain that's happening outside be that cleansing element for you. And maybe you start to think about some other areas where you might want to do some cleansing. Maybe it's in your home, maybe it's some things scattered in the mind, or maybe it's in your body on your mat tonight. So we'll focus on getting into some tension and releasing it. So from our comfortable seated position, we'll find that alignment, reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Feel the hips rooted and grounded down. Now from here, just gently rest your palms on your thighs and close your eyes. So the arms are relaxed, the elbows are bent. Simply breathe. Let the eyes close, bringing the gaze inward. You've arrived to your mat, to your practice. And this time now is all about you, serving yourself through your movement in your physical body. So as we sit here in this shape, take a deep inhale all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, open your mouth, take a sigh of relief. And again, inhale all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, open the mouth, sigh of relief. Now continuing to inhale through the nostrils. You can practice now exhaling through the nostrils, lengthening the breath as much as you can. Taking this time of transition from our day into our practice. Noting that the gaze is inward. Just start to visualize any areas where you might want to cleanse. This is a great time to cleanse because the new moon is upon us. Maybe you hear the sound of your breath. Inhaling fully. Exhaling completely. Continue to breathe in this way. And give yourself this time of calming your nervous system, down regulating. And then when you're ready, start to flutter the eyes open. Take your hands outside of your hips. Now we're going to leave one hand grounded. Doesn't matter whichever one you want to start with. One hand's going to stay down. The opposite hand comes behind your back. Now the arm is behind your back. Take your hand, see if you can reach for your bicep. Or maybe if that's too much of a stretch, maybe you reach for your lower arm. But just pay attention that you don't have your hand on your elbow joint. Now the hand that's grounded, the straight arm, rotate that same side ear over to the shoulder. Feel a deep stretch on the other side of the neck. Pause and breathe into it. Now from here, you can take a different variation. You can just rotate your chin towards your shoulder. See if you like the stretch better in that area. If you prefer the ear, you can rotate it back. Take one more full round of breath. And as you exhale, gently bring your chin towards your chest. Pause here, release the arm behind you. Bring both hands down. Keep the chin tucked towards the chest. Feel a stretch at the back of the neck, going into the shoulders and the upper back. And on your next inhale, just lift your chin, gaze forward. Now the opposite arm comes behind your back. Reach your hand for your bicep or your lower arm, just avoid the elbow. And then tip your head over to your straight arm, your grounded arm. Feel a stretch now on this side of the neck. Pause and breathe into it. If you tried it on the other side and you liked it, maybe you rotate the chin towards the shoulder. If that's less of a stretch, maybe you come back to the ear, hovering above. Take one more round of breath. And gently bring your chin towards your chest. Release the arm that's behind you. Inhale, lift the chin, gaze forward, take a full round of breath. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Sigh of relief, cleansing with the breath. From here, inhale, sweeps the arms up, fingertips are reaching up. As you exhale, twist to one direction, let the fingertips float down. And then see if you can twist a little deeper, look past your shoulder. As you look past your shoulder, find your breath. Know that whenever we spinal twist, a lot of people hear cracking and popping, and that's really nothing to worry about. It's just an adjustment naturally happening in the body. Preparing to move, inhale, lift the fingertips up. And then as you exhale, twist opposite direction. Lowering the fingertips. And then maybe twisting a little deeper, looking past that shoulder. You can close your eyes here, notice where you feel the sensation. Next, inhale, float the fingertips up, back to center. And then as you exhale, just bring the arms straight out. So wrists are in line with the shoulders, fingers are reaching in opposite directions. Now take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, cross one arm over the other. Bend the elbows, fingertips are reaching up. Now we're gonna practice keeping the shoulders low, and we're just gonna lift the elbows. As we lift the elbows, we hold and breathe. Feel deeper sensation at the shoulder of the arm that you have above. On your next exhale, gently unwind the arms. Inhale, reach them back out. Now, exhale, opposite arm crosses over, elbows bend, hands meet. Shoulders are gonna stay low, just lift the elbows. Breathe. On the next exhale, gently unwind the arms. Inhale, reach the fingers out. And then exhale, bring the hands down. So right now we are in a seated position. We're going to change the station of our body to kneeling. So you can bring your hands in front of you. And you're going to use your energy to reach the hands forward and lift the hips. So as we set up for this neutral tabletop position, we want to spread the fingers wide. Wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Looking between the knees, if you see your feet, just move them out until you don't see them anymore. Inhale, let your belly lower towards the mat. Exhale, lift your back, create space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, belly lowers. Exhale, lift the back. Keep moving with your breath. The experience that I'm having is I'm hearing loads of rain, just rain, rain, rain outside the window. So as you move through this cat-cow position, coming into cat, lifting the upper back like a Halloween cat. Imagine rain rolling off your back, cleansing your entire body. Each time you lift the upper back. Now you can stay with the up-down motion, or you can find freedom in your movement by rocking the hips, maybe leading with the right hip first, circling around. This is also going to be warming up your wrist for when we do some vinyasas. And then we'll circle around opposite direction. So just know in class today, I'm going to give you options for vinyasas. I'm not going to take all of them because I'm still working with a discomfort injury in my right shoulder, but I will cue them back to neutral tabletop. Now let's get into the hips deeper. Setting the hips up for those standing postures. We'll lift that left knee and then take the left foot out, step the left foot outside of the left hand. Now you're going to send your hips forward. Notice that when you send your hips forward, your knee might come past your toes. So you can shimmy that left foot so that the ankle is tracking below the knee, and then take your hands in line with your left foot. If you want to go even deeper, you can curl those right toes, lift your knee, and then set the knee back down. So you'll really feel that at the right hip flexor. Now you can stay with your palms down, arms straight, or you can come onto your forearms, positioning your elbows in line with the arch of the left foot, lizard pose. And there is another option where you can curl the right toes and lift off of the right knee. So we're keeping a bend in that left knee and we're pressing the right heel back. And then find your breath. Now if the knee is lifted, go ahead and send it down. Bring your hands to the mat. Position the hands in line with the left foot. Now we're going to come into a side body opener. So listen carefully. This one's a little tricky if you haven't done it yet. Look at your left hand. All you need to do is slide your left hand behind your left heel and then rotate so that the space between your index finger and thumb is hugging your heel. Now once you have that set up with the left arm, lift your right hand, reach it up and out on a diagonal. Uncurl the right toes, keeping both arms straight, lower the right side down to the mat. Now really important to keep the arms straight here. The more you lower that right hip down, the more you're going to feel a deep stretch at the intercostal muscles between the ribs. Enjoy the sensation here. Arms are so straight that it feels like that right shoulder is going to tap the right ear. Preparing to come out, lift the hips, bring them back to center. Take the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Take the right hand in line with the left. Now go ahead and curl the right toes, come off the right knee. As you inhale, lift the left fingertips. So you're twisting to the left, reach up, and then you're going to take your left hand down, step your left foot back. So you're coming into plank position. Now we're going to lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. So I'm going to take knees, chest, chin, and then the belly and the thighs come onto the mat. As you inhale, lift the chest, gaze forward. And as you exhale, lift the hips, curl the toes, come into our first downward facing dog. Give yourself time here. If the back of the legs are really tight, then I recommend you bend your knees. I like to bend the knees on the inhale, and then on the exhale, press the heels to the mat. So we're getting a deeper opening for the legs before we come into the other side of that little mini sequence. Maybe you take a different variation. Maybe the legs are straight and you rock the hips from side to side. Just give yourself an opportunity to open up. Then as you inhale, shift back to plank. Lower the knees, gently set the knees down on the mat. Now, at any point, if you need support for the knees, you're welcome to position a blanket or a knee pad there. Looking at your hands coming into the other side, lift that right knee, take the right foot out and step it outside of the right hand. Now, as you do that, press the hips forward. Notice if you need to shimmy that foot forward. Right hand is to the inside of the right foot. Left hand is in line with the right. Now remember, if you need to go deeper, you can curl the left toes, lift the knee, take it back, and then uncurl the toes. So this is our lizard lunge. We can come onto the forearms. Try that if you did it on the other side. If you're almost there, but not quite, and you've got a little lift in the forearms, you can take your blocks to support yourself. Blocks underneath the forearms. And then maybe you take it even more by lifting the left knee, keeping a bend in the right knee, press the left heel back. Feel into the front of the left hip. And if the knee is lifted, go ahead and lower it down. If you're on your forearms or blocks, come onto your palms, set the blocks out to the side. Uncurl those left toes, look at both your hands. Take that right hand to slide behind the right heel. So the space between the thumb and the index fingers hugging the heel. Lift the left hand, take it up and out on a diagonal. Take it to the corner of the mat. And then when you're ready, gently lower the left hip to the mat. Keep those arms straight. This is the trick here. Arms are straight. Feel that left ear melting towards the left shoulder. Feel a deep opening in the left side of the body. This is the part of the human body that we stretch the least. So give yourself time to sink into it. Let that tension go. Cleanse this area. Then press into that left hand so that you can lift the torso to center. Bring the right hand in line with the right foot. Left hand in line with the right. Now curl the left toes, come off the left knee. As you inhale, lift your right hand, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, twisting. And then exhale, brings that right hand down. Step the right foot back. It's plank position. You can move through a vinyasa, or you can come directly into downward facing dog. Whatever you choose, when you come into downward facing dog, take 3 rounds of breath. Inhale through your nostrils. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Hear the sound of your breath. This is our lion's breath, an opportunity to release heat. Now on your next inhale, lift that right leg, toes to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the right knee. Bring the knee under the body. So your shin is parallel to the mat. Gently bring that right shin down. And then lift the right foot, rotate it out to the right off the mat. Look back, rotate that left foot so the sole of the foot is on the mat. So when you look down, you see the left foot, right knee, and right hand in line with each other. Inhale, reach the left fingers up. Reach, reach, reach. Now, this might be the option that you like for today, or you might lift your foot off the mat. See how that feels for your balance? If you want to go even deeper, you can bend your knee, take your hand to your foot. Now, if you're in this option, press the hips forward, get a deep stretch for the psoas and the quad. Take another round of breath. Now, if you made a connection, go ahead and release. Re-lengthen. Send the left foot down, bring the left hand down. Swivel that right foot onto the mat. Bend the left knee. So we're back into tabletop position. From here, we're going to curl the toes and find our down dog. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils. Exhale, let it go. Send the chest towards the thighs. Inhale, lift that left foot, toes to the sky. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it underneath the body. Shin is parallel to the mat. And gently lower the shin down. Rotate that left foot off the mat. Rotate the right foot, feel the sole of the foot on the mat, and then inhale, sweep the right fingers up. Maybe staying here, or maybe you're lifting that right foot. If the balance feels okay here and you want to go deeper, bend that right knee, take your hand to your foot, make the connection, and then press the hips forward. Feel a nice stretch. This is going to be a great one for you if you've been sitting in a chair all day. Let the tension go. Notice if this hip feels different than the other. Just breathe through it. If you made a connection, gently release. Send the foot down. Bring the right hand down. Swivel the left foot onto the mat. Let the right knee come down. Take a full round of breath here in our neutral tabletop position. And as you exhale, open the mouth, let it go. So twists are really detoxifying and cleansing. So let's come into another twist. Inhale, we're going to reach the right fingers up as if we're tapping the ceiling. Now, as we exhale, we're going to weave that right arm behind the left arm. And then we'll bring the right side of the head down to the mat. Spinal twist. Left elbow is bent. If you want to go deeper, send weight into that right shoulder. Now on the next inhale, we're going to use our energy to press into that left hand, sweep that right arm back up. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, right hand meets the mat. Take a round of breath. As you exhale, open the mouth, take a sigh of relief. Next, inhale, lift the left fingers up, twisting to the left, reach, reach, reach. And as you exhale, weave that left arm behind the right arm, bend the right elbow, come onto the left side of the face, right elbow is bent. Shift the weight over to the left shoulder if you need more intensity. Let yourself just wring out the back space. Just letting go of toxins. Letting go of things you just don't need anymore. Taking the time to cleanse. Using your energy to press your right hand into the mat, straighten the right arm. As you inhale, lift the left fingers up. And then exhale, take the left hand down. Take a full round of breath here. Exhale, let it go. Now transition to your downward facing dog. Finding your alignment. We'll incorporate some fluidity and mobility. This is going to be great for the shoulders and the hips. Inhale, plank position. Now when you're ready to exhale, you're going to bend your knees, and without touching the mat, you're going to press back to down dog. And then we've got a couple more. Each time we inhale, we'll shift forward, plank position. Exhale, bend the knees, press back. It's down dog. And again, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend the knees, press back for down dog. And from your downward facing dog, slowly start to step the feet towards the hands. So we're taking our time to come to the top of the mat. Now we're feeling the soles of the feet as our foundation. Feet can be hip distance. As you inhale, slide the hands up the shins, half lift, and then exhale, fold. So as we come into the standing forward fold, focusing on stretching the entire back of the body, bend your knees if you need to, if that's more comfortable. If your hamstrings are more open, straighten the legs. Now relax your head and your neck. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Take your hands to your elbows, frame your head with your arms. Decide if you want the legs to be still, or maybe you bend one knee as the opposite leg straightens. Send the hip back of the straight leg to go deeper, and then switch it up when you're ready. Move from side to side if you're taking this option. Cleansing the tension from the legs. Decompressing the spine. Relaxing the head. Shaking the head out one more time. Now release your hands. In this forward fold, look around your area. If you have a block, take it in your hand. You're going to bring it with you. Bend your knees. Take your time to slowly rise up to our standing posture of Tadasana, our mountain pose. So we're going to explore something that we did last week. If you don't have a block, that's okay. You can do this without the block. You're just going to practice squeezing your thighs together more. If you do have the block, you're going to take it between the thighs, feet to the top of the mat. Now first, just lift your toes. As you lift your toes, spread them wide. Feel the foundation, the soles of the feet. And just let yourself rock forward and back. So you're rocking towards the toes and then to the heels. We're going to start to build some heat and energy as we continue working with opening the body and cleansing. Now come into stillness, take a little micro bend in the knees, pull the belly button towards the spine. Feel the tailbone lower down. Palms are facing forward. This is our mountain pose. Now squeeze the thighs to the block. Feel the thighs activating. We're building strength. Inhale, sit back, reach the arms forward. This is chair position, everybody's favorite. Exhale, come into forward fold. Inhale, back into our chair pose. And then exhale, it's Tadasana. So that's one round. We're going to take two more. Inhale, chair pose. This is called Utkatasana. Exhale, standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, back to chair pose, Utkatasana. And then exhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. One last round. Inhale is chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for chair. And then exhale, standing. Pause here, close your eyes. You can keep the block between the thighs. Feel grounded in your feet. If you feel your body shifting around, that's totally normal. Just give your body a chance to get grounded in the bones. Now close the eyes. Feel your heartbeat. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth, sigh of relief. And again. Hear your breath, exhale, let it go. Now open the eyes, remove the block, take it off the mat from our standing position of Tadasana. Inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, take the shoulders back and down. And again, inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, take the shoulders back and down. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, back and down. Shimmy the shoulders out. From here, take your hands to your hips. Feet are hip distance. We're gonna send weight into that right foot. Lift the left foot. Take the left toes to the back of the mat. So we're setting up for our crescent lunge. We wanna have that left heel lifted. We want a bend in the right knee. From here, we can reach the fingertips up. Gaze is forward. Now pull the belly button in towards the spine. Notice the sensation at the left leg. And feel the engagement at the right hip. Now from this crescent lunge, we're going to transition to warrior two. So we're going to swivel that left foot to 90 degrees and open the fingers out. Remember, keep a bend in that right knee. Now let's check for safety with alignment. If you're looking down and you can't see your big toe or your second toe, then you might tweak your knee or your hip. So open the knee out, fly the arms, warrior two. To start, you can gaze to your right middle finger. Now we're gonna find movement with our breath. So as you inhale, straighten the right leg, lift the arms up. And then exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the leg. Exhale is warrior two. One more time. We'll meet in warrior two. And then from here, we're gonna bend the elbow, bring the forearm to the thigh. Lift the top fingers up and then overhead, extended side angle. So this top arm can be positioned above the bicep, or you can lower the arm and take it behind your back if you prefer. So maybe your fingers find the inside of your thigh of the bent knee leg. Feel a stretch at the inner thigh. And then gently come out, back to warrior two. Now from warrior two, press into that right leg. Rotate the right toes facing the same direction as the left toes. So we're in a wide-legged stance. From our wide-legged stance, we'll bring our hands down to the legs, rotate the toes out, bring the heels in. Now take a deep bend in the knees. Bring your palms to the middle of your thighs. See if you can straighten the arms, traction for the spine. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, one shoulder dips to center. Inhale, torso back to center. Exhale, opposite shoulder dips. Back to center, and we've got two more on each side. One more each side. Once you find center, press your feet to the mat, straighten the legs. Now we're going to change our direction. So we'll rotate the left toes to the back of the mat, bend the left knee, and then pop onto the right toes. So we're setting up for our crescent lunge. Now as you look down, make sure that left knee is tracking above the left ankle. Reach the arms up, gaze is forward. The right heel is lifted, press the right heel back. Feel this nice stretch at the front of the right leg. Feel the engagement at the left hip. And then come into warrior two. So as you come into warrior two, the pinky edge of your right foot is parallel to the top of the mat. Gaze is at the left middle finger. Fingers are together. And when you look down to that left knee, you can see your left big toe and second toe. Now, moving with the breath, inhale, straighten that left leg, reach the fingers up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms rise up, straighten the leg. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, warrior two. Now, staying in warrior two, bend that left elbow. Bring the forearm to the middle of the thigh. Make sure you're not on the knee. Reach the top fingers up. You can stay here, or you can reach your arm overhead. You decide. Long line of energy, or maybe you opt to take the arm behind the back, reaching for the inside of the thigh. So whatever you choose, breathe. Feel into the pose. Notice where you're feeling the sensation. If the arm is behind you, lift it up. And then use your energy to come back to warrior two. Press into that left leg. Rotate all 10 toes facing the same direction. And take your time with your sips of water. And we'll come back onto the mat. Taking your time to get there. Feeling the soles of the feet connected to the mat. Deepen the breath. Now we're going to take some cleansing movement. So arms are by your sides. When you're ready, imagine that you're scooping your hands into water, and then you're lifting that water and letting it fall on your head to the back of the body, taking your hands, moving to the back of the body, folding, hinging at the hips, continuing to lower the hands to the back of the legs. Then take the hands to the feet, up the front of the legs, come into standing position. Reach your hands forward as if you're holding a tray, and then send the arms forward. Imagine that you're scooping water, lifting it, dumping it over your head, feeling the water cleansing all the way down the back of the body, folding forward, taking the hands to the feet, lifting the hands up the legs, cleansing the front of the body, and then bringing the hands back in front of you. It's one more round. Scoop the water, lift it up, let it fall on your head, take it to the back of the body, hinge at the hips, feel this therapeutic touch, hands find the feet, and then the hands rise up the front of the legs, front of the body, back into Tadasana. As you come into Tadasana, take a moment, close the eyes if that's accessible, if you feel still really good in your balance with your eyes closed. And I want you to just take a moment to visualize what we talked about at the start of class. What needs cleansing? Is there a particular part of your physical body? Maybe you take your hands to that part, offering a therapeutic touch. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe there's something you need cleansing from the mind, if you've been in a looping pattern. Maybe there's something in the heart. For cleansing at the heart center, you can take one palm to the heart, pressing the palm to the heart, and just taking the hand to move clockwise. Feel a gentle, nurturing touch, cleansing the heart center, cultivating love and compassion. And then release the hand down if it was at the heart. Now looking at your feet, heel toe the feet open wider. So we're first bringing our feet to the edges of the mat, and then we're going to rotate the toes out, the heels in. So we're coming into Malasana. If you try this without a prop and it doesn't feel accessible to you, don't worry, I'm going to show you another option. So we'll reach the hands forward and we'll take a deep bend in the knees. Now, if this is okay for your ankle mobility, but you don't want to hover in space, you can take a block or 2 blocks underneath your seat. So this way you're sitting up, but you're still getting the deep stretch at the hips and the release at the low back. So whether you're sitting on blocks or not, you're going to take your elbows to the inside of your knees. Press your palms together, bring your thumbs to your heart center. Malasana, yogic squat. Now, if your heels are down, this is awesome. You have really good ankle mobility. If your heels aren't down, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to train them to open them up more. So if your heels are lifted, I want you to look at the top of your mat, lift your hips, roll your mat towards your feet. Then you're going to lift your feet and you're going to take your heels to the mat. So you can roll the mat as much as you'd like. And then you're going to lower down. And this is going to be much more comfortable for your feet if you need assistance for your ankles. So whatever option you're in, as you inhale, you can shift weight into the toes, coming into those micro movements. And then as you exhale, you can shift weight into the heels. The elbows open the knees, which opens the hips, which releases the low back. Now we can stay like this, or we can take a variation. You can take that left arm in front of the left leg, bring the left hand down, and then as you inhale, you can reach the right fingers up, twisting and cleansing again. When you're ready to switch it up, just gently bring that right hand down, let the palms meet, let the elbows open the knees. Then you're going to take your right arm in front of your right leg, hand grounds down. Inhale, twisting to the left, lifting the left fingers. And then take it down, palms meet again. Elbows open the knees. From here, let the hands come down and let your seat come down. So if you're sitting on blocks, don't worry, just come off of them. And then scoot yourself so that you can extend your legs. Bring your feet together. Now, as you bring your feet together, the legs are together, you can flex your feet, bringing your toes towards your face. Now take your hands outside of your hips. As you inhale, point your toes, get a deep stretch for the tops of the feet. Exhale, flex the feet. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. And again, inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips. Lean forward. Pause. And then lower the hands down. So your hands can come to the outside of the legs. You can take your hands to your ankles. Maybe your hands come to your feet. Now, for those of you that are extra flexible, you can take the option of bringing a block to the soles of your feet and then reaching your hands to the block. Inhale, lift the crown of your head up. And as you exhale, fold forward. Feel into the low back. Continue to fold. Feel into the hamstrings. With each exhale, think about folding a little deeper. If you're holding onto your feet or a block and you don't really like the activation in your arms, you can let your forearms ground down. And just focus on getting flexion for the spine. Feel a nice stretch, creating length. On your next inhale, slowly rise up. Reaching crown of the head up, straight spine. Looking at your feet, open your feet wider. So just like we did standing with our wide legs, now we're taking this seated. And we can take a block, if you have one, as a prop. So the block is going to go in front of you. As you fold forward, first of all, just let your feet relax. You don't need to point them or flex them. Just let the feet naturally do what they want to. The important part is that you feel the calf muscles and the hamstrings on the mat. So if the legs are popping up, then they're too far apart. So maybe shorten the distance. Now inhale, lift the crown of the head. Exhale, bring your heart forward. Now, depending on how much you lower down, you might keep your hands on the mat. If you're lowering further, you might take that block underneath the ribs. So the block at the medium height underneath the ribs is really supportive. And if you're in that option, maybe the forearms come down. Now, I do know that there is someone in this class that can lower all the way down. So this is what we call banana split or pancake. So we can continue to fold. Maybe that forehead meets the mat, but without stress. Don't worry about coming into the fullest expression. Just meet your body where it is. Feel into the hips, the inner thighs, the hamstrings. Really serving the body in multiple parts with this pose. One more round of breath. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, slowly walk the hands towards the body. So that's our seated, wide-legged forward fold. We're gonna take another variation, which is called turtle pose. So for this one, you can stay as you are. I'm just gonna rotate my body so that you can see the setup. So we are gonna fold forward like we just did, but we're gonna take our arms underneath our knees. So if you're not really sure about this one and you just wanna watch, that's fine. To come into it, you're gonna lift the knees. So you're creating space to take the left arm under the left knee, the right arm underneath the right knee, and then lower down. Maybe the forehead grounds down. Seat is connected. It's a great stretch for the low body. Stay for another round or two of breath. Or slowly come out by sliding one hand out and then the other. And from here, we'll extend the legs back and front. And then we'll bend the knees. Take your hands behind you. So you're making kickstands. You can see how it feels to have your fingers facing away or fingers forward. I tend to like mine away for this one. We bend the knees. So those of you that know and love figure four, this is our seated figure four. I recommend taking the heels in line with the glutes. Then you might want to shift your grounded foot forward so that when you lift your opposite foot, you can bring your ankle to your thigh. You can also use the support of your hand, but when you bring your ankle to your thigh, you want to make sure that you don't have bone on bone. So bring the ankle just higher up than the knee. Then come back into your kickstand arms, and now slide your grounded heel towards your glute. As you slide the heel towards your glute, you're going to feel the stretch and the opposite hip intensify. If you want to go even deeper, you can practice sending your chest towards your legs. Maybe you close the eyes and bring total awareness to the sensation that you're feeling. So we're getting external rotation for the hip of the leg that's on top. We are going to do this on the other side, but before we do, we're going to set up and incorporate another posture. So from here, we're going to shimmy the grounded foot over to the other side. So if your left foot is down, you're gonna shimmy it over to the right. And then you'll cross your top knee on your bottom knee and then send the legs down. So the goal here is to have one knee stacked on top of the other. I know this is a lot to ask for your hips and your knees, so I want to offer you the option of sitting onto a block or two. So the more height you get by sitting on the block or blocks, the more that's gonna open up that angle at the knee and lift you a little bit higher. So try that, see if that's more comfortable. You might not need the blocks. And then check your feet. So you wanna make sure that your feet are out to the sides. You don't wanna be sitting on your feet. Now you might already feel enough at the hips. If you feel that you can go deeper, bring your fingertips forward, ground them down, and then send your heart towards your legs. Feel the stretch intensify. Maybe the hands walk forward. Now getting internal rotation for the hips. This is called Gomukhasana, shoelace. Inhale, rise up. I've got a senior student who calls this the devil's pretzel. And at first when we come into this pose, it feels like, ooh, I really can't do that. That's not working for my body. The more you practice it and do it, the more your body's gonna get used to it. So we'll just unwind the legs. Pay attention to the leg that you have on top, because now we're gonna switch it up. Now as we unwind the legs, we're gonna bring the feet back in front. Position the heels in line with the glutes. Find your kickstand arms. And slide the heel away so that you can lower the knee. So as you lift the foot, you can bring the ankle above the knee. Then slide your grounded heel towards the glute. Seated figure four. And then maybe you send your chest towards your legs. Maybe you close your eyes and feel all the tension from the hip releasing, cleansing it out of your body, creating space. Inhale deeply to the top of the breath. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Keep sending the chest forward. Keep intensifying the stretch if you'd like. Find the level of intensity that you need for your hip today. And then we'll gently start to come out. So look at your foot that's on the mat. If it's your right foot, you're going to shimmy it to the left. If it's your left foot, you're going to shimmy it to the right. Cross your top knee over your bottom knee and then send the legs down. As you position one knee on top of the other, make sure both feet are out to the sides. Remember, you can sit on a block if you need to, if that's helpful for you. Maybe it's 2 blocks. Maybe you don't have blocks and you use a pillow. Maybe you already feel the stretch at your hips, or the fingertips can meet the mat and then walk them forward. So you're only folding forward as much as you want or need the stretch here. The more you fold forward, the more you'll be able to stretch the back. But listen to your hip. Don't push yourself to the point of pain or major discomfort, but also check in with yourself. See if you're challenging yourself. This is our last round of breath. Inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, walk the hands towards the body. Now, we're gonna take the hands behind and we're gonna unwind the legs. Bring the feet back in front, just like we started. And we're gonna take both knees over to the left and then both knees to the right. So we're moving our legs like windshield wipers on the car. We're just releasing any tension from the hips. You might even feel your booty shimmying forward, that's okay. Because we are gonna come onto our backs. So bring your forearms to the mat, and then bring your back, your shoulders, and your head. So we're in a reclined position, grounding down, bringing the arms by your sides. Slide the heels in line with the glutes. Palms are facing down, arms are heavy. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Now lift the legs. Feet together. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the heels down. Inhale, lift the feet up. Exhale, slowly lower the heels without touching the mat. Let your movement follow your breath. Inhale, rise up. We're activating the core. If you feel your belly shaking, that's good. You're building strength. See if you can take 2 more. You're welcome to stop anytime you want. Maybe you're finishing out this last round. And then we'll meet with our feet up. From here, we'll bend the knees, take the palms to the shins. Hug the knees into the chest, but keep the tailbone down. Now, keeping both of your knees together, draw circles, so you're moving the knees in a clockwise direction. Feel a nice massage in the low back. And when you're ready, switch it up. Rotate the knees opposite direction. Giving the low back some love. Bring the knees to center. Palms stay on the shins. Now draw circles with the big toes. Remember, if you hear any cracking or popping, that's totally fine. The body is just adjusting through the bones. Now circle around opposite direction. Ankle mobility. And then from here, we'll slow the movement at the feet, keeping the hands to the shins, open the knees as wide as you can. Now working with the hip joints, bring the knees in towards each other and then away. So we're drawing circles with the knees. The knees are moving in the opposite direction from each other. And then opposite direction. Bring the knees in. Give yourself time to take any posture you'd like to round out your practice. If you're not sure what to do, maybe you come into happy baby, bending the knees. Hands are pulling the feet down, tailbone is connected to the mat, knees are wide. Or maybe you're coming into something else. If you're in happy baby, you can rock from side to side. Also, if you're in happy baby, you might explore straightening one leg as the opposite knee stays bent. And then try that on the other side. Just give yourself time to explore. Take any posture you'd like. Breathe into it. Release the tension. Cleanse. Let go. And then we'll bring the feet in, release the hands, send the soles of the feet to the mat. Arms are going to ground down, so open the arms out enough to where there's space at the armpits. We're setting up for Shavasana, so we can take our traditional resting pose of straightening the legs, creating space between the feet. Or if you'd like hip opening, you can bend the knees, let the knees splay out, soles of the feet meet. Now, if there's any tension whatsoever at the hips, position your blocks under your thighs. If you don't have blocks, make fist, and then take the fist under the thighs. Now completely letting the hips relax. Know that we can only stretch if the muscles are relaxed. So set up your Shavasana in whatever way is working for you. Tuck your chin towards your chest, lengthen the back of the neck. This is the posture where we're going to spend the most amount of time. Now, I do understand that some of you have busy schedules, you might have something to go to, so you can decide how long you want to stay in your Shavasana. If you really want to get a deep integration from your movement, try to give yourself more time. Give yourself permission to just melt down into the mat. Let your body be super heavy. Inhale deeply. Exhale, feel the body melt down. Continue to breathe. Continue to rest. Each exhalation, let go, cleansing and removing anything that no longer serves a purpose for you. Let it go. Release.